Hello everybody! In this video I'm going to talk about the languages I'm going to learn and about people's typical reaction when I tell them I'm learning languages. These languages that I'm going to mention I don't know yet, but I hope that very soon I'll be able to speak them well and understand and write and listen and so on. And I'll mention also some materials that I'm going to use for these languages. The first language will be Korean. As I mentioned in one of the previous videos, I'm an absolute fan of the website called Coursera.org. It's a website with different courses from different universities of the world. So there are also courses of Korean. And that's what I'm going to use to approach Korean at first. I'm going to do all the courses that I find on this website, and I'm going to do them all and study them, listen to them, practice all the exercises that are published there. When I get to the end of the course, I'll probably evaluate my level and pass to some other kinds of materials. As I mentioned, for example, how I learn Chinese. I believe that the basis is the most important when learning a new language, so I think it's very useful to repeat the elementary level several times using different kinds of material, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I guess I'll make some videos about my learning process of Korean, so also to evaluate my own level, so let's see how it goes. And the next languages I'm going to study using another platform that is openet.ru. It's based in Russia, so it's in the Russian language mostly. But as I mentioned in the previous video, there are many language courses from my St. Petersburg State University, where I studied my bachelor's degree. And they have language courses of Farsi, Arabic, and Chinese, and also Japanese. Yes, I'm very happy that finally we have a course of Japanese. It's great. So using this free platform, I'm going to continue improving my Arabic, and I'm going to learn Farsi and Japanese. Okay, but these are not all the languages that I'm going to learn. The following language will be Hebrew. Unfortunately, there are no online courses that I know about Hebrew. So I guess for Hebrew, I will have to find a YouTube channel to approach also the language, and then I will use maybe some books. I'll probably make some videos also about how I learned Hebrew as well. The following language that I want to study is Portuguese. I know that there are lots of materials about Portuguese, no online course that I know, but I think Portuguese won't be very difficult. The most difficult will be pronunciation, and I prefer Brazilian Portuguese, so I guess I will also have to find some YouTube channels. If you know any channels where you can study either Hebrew or Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, you can leave me in the comments below, and thank you very much in advance. And finally, the language that I've decided to learn recently is Komi. About the Komi language, I'll make a separate video describing why I decided to learn this language and my experience learning. I'll probably make some videos also about that and information about Komi language, because not many people know what this language is. So these are all the languages that I'm going to study in the following years, and I'm super excited about this fact, and I cannot wait to come back from my holiday to start learning them. But I have to be patient, and perseverance, determination and motivations are the keys. Okay, now let's pass to the second part of the topic of today's video, is people's reaction when I tell them that I'm learning languages. Well, normally the first question that they ask me when I tell them that I've started learning a language is, why? Why do you do that? What benefit do you have? How does it serve you? And so on and so forth. So all these questions of complete incomprehension, why I'm forcing myself, suffering, struggling, spending my valuable free time to learn languages. First of all, I want to say that I believe, and it's not that I believe, it's my subjective opinion, but it's because it's so, that learning languages is hugely beneficial for our brain activity, for our brain development. So it's very useful to learn languages, at least from this point of view. So at least not to have Alzheimer, Parkinson or dementia when you're super old, learn languages. Maybe it will help you not to get these diseases. And the second reason is that I'm absolutely passionate about learning languages. Yes, I'm a language geek. And I love learning languages, and not only learning languages to speak. I studied many languages, many more than I was speaking in the video where I was speaking 10 languages. But I haven't studied it in terms of speaking. Sometimes I study languages just because I want to study them. I want to understand the logics of the language, the structure of the language. I think it's fascinating, it's very interesting. Besides, it opens our minds, because when you learn a new language and you integrate, well, at least mentally, in a new environment with a new language, you learn about the new culture, about new traditions, about new ways of thinking, because basically the structure of the language is how people were thinking in this language, right? We use language for thoughts. So I think it's absolutely fascinating, and people who don't understand that or who don't like languages, well, okay, there are lots of other things that you can like. So that's my point of view, and I absolutely love it. And people who don't understand why, like, I study languages, or people who don't like languages, well, that's your opinion. You have the right to have your own opinion and your view of things. Probably there are other things that I don't understand, or things that I don't like, for example. So everybody has their own opinions, and nobody should judge anybody else. But I just want to make a comment that all these questions of why are you learning the language, like, what's the reason? What's your purpose? They take my inspiration. I'm a person of inspiration, and that's my biggest problem in everything, because I cannot do something that I'm not keen on. I have to find the inspiration to do things. I have to find the inspiration, the right moment to study, to make videos, I don't know, to do anything. And if I don't have the inspiration, I don't feel like doing things, and then everything just goes wrong. So that's why I just try to avoid conversations with such people who just don't understand that, who don't get it. I just stick to my mind, my view of things, and I prefer just to exclude myself from such people. So that's me. That's it. These are my thoughts for today, and thank you very much for watching me, and see you very, very soon. Bye bye.